administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
Proceed.
Order number 5, papers.
The Honorable Amran has a request and a statement be read by Honorable Khadija. Proceed, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, statement sought from the Chair Committee on Gender, Culture and Sports. Honorable Speaker, person to standing order 41, 2, C, I beg to seek a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Gender, Culture and Sports on the recently mass wedding sponsored by the county government of Garissa. Honorable Speaker, recognizing the challenges many couples face in fulfilling their dreams of a wedding ceremony due to financial constraints, the government has recently developed a plan to support couples in their journey towards matrimony. Honorable Speaker, the government-sponsored weddings program aims to ensure that every couple, regardless of their financial situation, has the opportunity to celebrate their love and commitment in a dignified and memorable manner. Honorable Speaker, the success of the mass wedding ceremony in Garissa County is a cause for celebration, and it is a reflection of the values that we hold dear as a nation. However, it also raises several important questions that warrant our attention. The Chair should inquire and report on 1, whether the initiative was budgeted for in the current budget, and if yes, how much? 2, how can the government ensure that future wedding ceremonies are culturally sensitive and inclusive of all communities, reflecting the rich diversity of our country? 3, the criteria used by the department to choose or identify the said couples. 4, provide list containing the beneficiaries per sub-county with their contact. And finally, whether there is follow-up after the wedding in regards to the stability of the new family. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. For the record, that is the statement sought by Honorable Madir Mohammed Hassan from the Chair, Committee on Gender, Culture and Sports, read on behalf by Honorable Khadija, nominated MCA. That should be clear. The Chair Gender, the committee has Honorable Halima. The committee has, how many days do you think the committee should be able to get this information from the executive?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, you can have 2 weeks on 15th May.
Is that it? 17th of May, 7th of May, 2 weeks from now will be 7th of May, 2024. That is Tuesday, right? Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. The Chair Agenda able to bring back the response to that statement. 7th of May, Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. Next.
Order number 5, papers.
The Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today afternoon. 1, that is on report of the Auditor General on the Garissa County Scholarship Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. Mr. Speaker, I also want to raise the same report of the Auditor General on County Revenue Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. And subsequently, Mr. Speaker, number 3, I also want to raise the report of the Auditor General on Garissa County Revolving Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. The papers, the reports are committed to the Chair Pike, the Honorable Bahudin. Next. Point of order, Honorable Abu. Proceed. Point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I have a point of order concerning about the previous in the House. So most of us, we have not received the statement on time. Especially, I have raised more than 5 statements with different departments, but none has been responded. So, as you are aware, Mr. Speaker, before we go to this, we have agreed that those statements that have been sought are not being responded. Should be appealed that the CSMs should appeal before the plenary or the committees with the committees. So, Mr. Speaker, as we come back now, I think we need for further guidance of your Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's well taken on. Before, I think even before, in our last, there were 2 reports that were supposed to come to the floor of the House from the Health Department, if I'm not wrong. And we slated them for today. What happened?
Mr. Speaker, I have I've sent the ruling to the respective departments, but the CSMs were away and they went for official duty to the first Turkana Kakwa business. So they have we have agreed to bring the report to the 9th of this month. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Umar. We were the only member today flaunting the rules.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I apologize for that because I was from an office which one of my boards got a problem. So I left the time.
It's okay, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I want to follow the honorable member, the chair. The CEC who is there, he has not moved with the office together with him. The office still stayed, and this report took a long time. This was the report that this House would have discussed and reached a position so that this report can be known. Because there was some information when we asked the CEC of Health that day. They give us some shallow information which we return back to them to give us concrete information to get to them. It is very unfortunate, Mr. Honorable Speaker, if the office is moving with the CEC to Turkana. And today we are wondering that we have been told that the CEC has carried the whole office to Turkana. And the office, I have today passed it, and the office was existing, and all the staff were there. So it's a very important information. We need that report to be given concrete time, so that later again doesn't be told that we deny also the CDC is supposed to report maybe another comment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'm very concerned about when I issue a directive from the chair. When a speaker issues a directive from the chair, and it has to wait until now for the chair health to tell me that the office has moved to Turkana. together with the CEC. I think that also shows some laxity from our end. I don't need to speak for you, but I think there were two reports, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
There was the report where you made, by under the previous chair, where you made an impromptu visit to the hospital. That raised a lot of feathers. And we haven't seen a report from that impromptu visit to the hospital up to now. And now this is again compounded by this where you summoned, where you had a discussion with the representatives from the doctors, KMPDU. And I expected the same to have been brought to the attention of the House this afternoon. This is not seemingly not happening. Then I think there's some disconnect somewhere. On a point of order on my communication. Okay, please. Because this matter is very sensitive. The issue it's about life and death.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I want to agree with my brother, Honorable Omar Najali. Mr. Speaker, the Health Committee did an impromptu visit to the campus of our hospital. And up to today, the Health Committee is unable to sit or come up with a report because of some information we wanted from the department. When we contacted the Deputy CEO, who was with us that day when we were going around, he told the committee clerk he was instructed from the county health department headquarters not to share any information with the county assembly of Garissa. Mr. Speaker, to that effect, the committee sat down and we wrote the concerns we were raising and the data we wanted from the department. It is almost 1.5 months down the line. That information is still not available to the committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the recent visit by the KPDU officials to the county assembly of Garissa, Mr. Speaker, people are talking about the genocide in Gaza. There is a genocide going on at the county referral hospital of Garissa. How do we explain when we were told 32 infants have died since the start of the strike? 20 newborn in the newborn unit and 12 babies at the county Ward 5. Mr. Speaker, sir, this assembly history will judge us very harshly under the new leadership of Mheshimiwa Abu, because currently he is the health chair of the Garissa County Assembly. We will not wait for 29. It is unacceptable. We cannot work because of people going to Kakuma just because they want that mileage and from the end of the Bijari. I'm sorry to use the language, but Mr. Speaker, sir, there is genocide going on at the county referral hospital of Garissa. And it is high time, Mr. Speaker, you give out a ruling which will bring this administration to the census, so that whatever that is, we are seeing other counties engaging their health professionals on a return to work formula. We have not seen a single initiative from this regime and going into that direction. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, we will not allow, we will not entertain 29, but I'm chair, with all due respect, my chair health, we will not allow. So, Mr. Speaker, kindly give us a ruling and give us what's the way forward.
Honorable Shah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand to second the statements by Honorable Omar Pranavajali and also Honorable Khadija. I'm a member of the committee, Mr. Speaker. Wise, we share progress reports. We had engagement with the union of Kenya Medical Practitioners Union. They shared with us information which was very crucial, and the reason why they went for the strike. This is in line with the return to work formula that they had with the former regime on, I think, on October 2020. And most of the demands that they had by then, and the executive said that they were going to be filled, they have not filled. That's why they went for the strike. Some of the demands cannot be met by the county, as it can only be met by the national government, and some by the county. So they had discussion with the health management team, and they had talk, but later on they went to a stalemate, and the reason was they laid off four medical officers who were on contract, and the instructions that they gave is, medical officers those who are on contract cannot go for strike, and that is irregular, that's illegal, because if you are a member of a union, you go by the bylaws of the union. The union and the membership decide that you go for strike for various reasons, they must follow the instructions. So that's why they went for the strike. And the health management committee told the union and those who were represented by them that they will not they will not reinstate those four medical officers. That is the main cause of the statement. And later on, what they did is they dismissed 14 more consultants. As we speak, we are in a very serious stalemate. There's no discussion going on between the health committee, health management committee of the executive, and also the union. And those who are suffering are our people. As we were told, there were already 32 babies that died, infants, and the categories were given out. We need to have a direction from your desk on how to go about it, because in as much as we had from the union, we need also to hear from the side of the executive, and we need to get response. But what they told us is they will not be available this week, and they told us next week. That is what they say. And also the county public service board CEO, I think she responded to the letter, and she said that she will not be available. And I don't know the reason she gave. Maybe the chair will tell her. I don't know if that letter is available. So, Mr. Speaker, not the way we think. It's advisable that we engage the highest office, if possible, the governor himself, because what the members are demanding is the salary increment, their promotions. Some of them say that they have not even earned their leave allowances for the last 7 years. So it's a serious matter, and in as much as we have the problem with us, and the officers are out of the office, those who are serving our people. And we talk only the babies, I think around 32. The adults, I think by the time some of the committee members, the majority is here, when he went there, they even witnessed, I think will tell us also the visit that they went. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Farah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think what members are raising is a grave concern. And on the same breath, Mr. Speaker, our written communication to His Excellency the Governor, which I already shared with you. And we have listened from KNPDU side on what they have for us when we were asking the concerns raised by the residents of the General Hospital. Nonetheless, Mr. Speaker, I also sent a copy to the County Secretary, also to our clerk, and also to yourself through WhatsApp, so that they can respond back when the governor can be available for engagement. On the hospital, Mr. Speaker, they are in a dire need, Mr. Speaker. In fact, we have witnessed a situation where, babies were sharing, beds. So at most, when we went there, we thought those are blessed twins, maybe, who are born by the same parents, only to realize accommodation was a problem. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to believe, and I want to also echo the same sentiment by the members, that we have a serious challenge at the General Hospital. And Mr. Speaker, if I may say deeply, is that the management team of the hospital, these are teams that are good. We have received them here. The way they have even interacted with us that time here, and members can attest to that, are people who don't want to work with the doctors. Much as a nurse is in charge of the management. And you see, Mr. Speaker, that is where the challenges are. I don't know how it happened, where a doctor goes in front of a nurse, a senior doctor in front of him, so that they can discipline the doctor. A nurse, a mere nurse, I don't know, the medics can tell us. Honorable Khadija is one of them who left there. I don't know. This is a history issue that we want to discuss. But Mr. Speaker, members of the Assembly who went with me alongside there, I want to also appreciate them. Together with me that time was the leader of the majority, member for Baraki, member for Danyara, and also a member for Waberi, who is the chair for the committee apparently. So Mr. Speaker, we have seen with our naked eyes that the situation there is deplorable. And we must act within our comfort so that the executive arm can understand what we say. So in that case, I'm waiting a while from the county secretary through His Excellency the Governor so that we can have a joint sitting. All the leaders of the assembly, headed by the committee of chair, alongside the KMPD members, union members, so that we can bring them closer together. Mr. Speaker, this is a nationwide strike, but each county, Mr. Speaker, has a unique challenge, has a unique problem. And each county is solving its problem, within their confine. So, Mr. Speaker, I also appeal to members to understand that we must escalate this matter to His Excellency the Governor, so that we bring all, feuding members, both KMDU and the management team, and at the executive level. It's like the management team in the hospital don't want to give the doctors, an audience with the governor. They are really avoiding it. We have seen it. So, Mr. Speaker, that's what I wanted also to add on my voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Majority. Honorable Mahat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, a lot is going on in the health sector, even nationwide. Mr. Speaker, what we know is the doctors cannot also be exonerated from this plan. If we go by the figures right now that were mentioned by the Honorable Member, 32 amounts to genocide, the way she said. Mr. Speaker, this matter of the doctors' strike went to court, and the court instructed that they have to go back to work. But the doctors are still arguing that before they go back to work, they have to, the CBA has to be honored. Mr. Speaker, I think part of the professionalism on the doctor's side is that first they save life, and then the next stage they go for the other matters. Mr. Speaker, in the process of that scaffold, our people are suffering, our people are really dying in the hospitals. Mr. Speaker, we cannot also exonerate the doctors from the blame. I think if the court has said they should go back to work, let them honor that, go back to work, and then in the process, this house, we can facilitate for them to have a talk with the government. And the rest, if the CBA is going to be honored, if they have other concerns, I think it is also our, we also take part of the blame. As MCS, it is high time we take up this matter, we own it, and we will mediate maybe between the executive and because every county is doing their bit in their own way. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm not, as a member, going to exonerate the doctors from this blame. Because, Mr. Speaker, when you are just, you can save that life, and you are just looking at it, and you are just saying, let them die. Mr. Speaker, that is not right. And I want to put it very clear to the members here that we take up and also own up this process, negotiate with the doctors, talk to them, give them a word of advice. They save our people, because what now is going on in the hospital is genocide. So this matter is a very serious matter, and Mr. Speaker, we cannot take it like. Thank you.
I think Honorable Abdullahi. Then probably will.
We want to correct some information.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to.
Hold on, Honorable Omar. Let him say. Probably he will correct me.
Yes.
Not in the past.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the members who spoke before me.
headed by the majority leader of the issue concerning the health sector. Mr. Speaker, there were two major assemblies ahead of you. This is the third one. And whatever happens here, you'll be blamed for. Something very serious is taking place in Garissa County. It's very funny, a CEC or a department is not given the right information required by this assembly. That is disrespect of the highest order. It is not the first one, it is not the second one, it is not the third one. It has reached a level where departments do not even respond to statements. It has reached a level that departments are not sharing reports, quarterly reports of what is happening. Matters health in this county is a very crucial matter. Something very serious is happening in that hospital. A situation where the salary for doctors was stopped. I don't know how those doctors will go back to work. Unless you're saying because they come from this community, and because they come from around, and because they're humanity, they're human beings, let them just go back and help their people for free. Unless you're saying that. But unfortunately, we are informed that these doctors are not earning their salaries. The salaries have been stopped. I don't see why the county executive should do that kind of inhumanity in the first place. These are people who are saving lives. The number of babies being mentioned here, we are talking about another Gaza in our own county. You know, we are counting the number of babies. We are not counting the number of adults who are dying every now and then. The number is big. The number is very big. Mr. Speaker, it is the right time that you show leadership of this House. Reports must be responded to. Statement must be responded to, or else let's disband this House, resign, and we go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think, Honorable Umar, what you just want to say probably is to respond to Honorable Mahad. But what both of you are saying is correct. What both sides of the whatever mentioned is, on one side, yes, we are worried about the community that we serve and we represent. But on the other hand, again, we are talking of doctors whose rights are being trampled upon. Yeah. So I think we have mentioned. I think I want to give a ruling on this matter. It's so sad to hear that a public servant has refused to give out public information. Very sad. Honorable Khadija, if that can be, it's already captured by the answer. And if that can be corroborated through a written, if it was a letter that was written to that person, and that person did not respond up to now, then probably that person deserves to be reprimanded. And I think the best person in this scenario, we don't have to go to CEO, we don't have to go to, I think there are people where the buck stops. The buck stops with the public, with the head of public service, who is the county secretary. Am I right?
Yes.
The county secretary should be summoned in this House. The county secretary should be summoned to answer all the concerns that are being raised as by the entities concerned, by the genocide that was mentioned, which is as a result of negligence or on their part to negotiate with the doctors and those who are on strike, whether it's clinic officers, whether it's nurses, so the entire union members. So I think the engagement that to be done by the leadership through Honorable Al-Fara is a different approach. But I want us to get to the root. What was the essence of the members going and making an impromptu visit if we cannot bring back a report to this House? What was the essence of the chair of the committee engaging the KPMG members of the union if you cannot bring a substantive report to this House? And therefore, having tried all those avenues and you have failed, it's my considered opinion and ruling that you summon the county secretary, come and explain the circumstances under which people are dying as a result of failure for them to sit down with the doctor.